Hey everybody,
Welcome to Natural Living with Us. I'm B.
I'm Jay.
And this
is
is
Z. Today we're going over one of my favorites. Again, seems like I always say that. We're going over wild lettuce, also known as opium lettuce. Don't freak, I'll explain. Really, really good plant. So let's jump right into that. You got anything to say? Anything else?
No,
That it? All right.
that's it.
Wild lettuce. And hello everybody! Today, as we stated, is going to be wild lettuce or opium lettuce. We'll get into why it's called that. Don't freak. So let's take a look at that lettuce. On our way to get some wild lettuce. Wild lettuce is going to be heavily found in ditches on the side of the road, in fields, more open areas, even though it does tend to be at a tree line. So if you along the side of the road, you got a ditch, you're going to find that at that tree line next to that ditch, you're going to have wild lettuce. And also sow thistle. You will have wild lettuce, you will have sow thistle. Both of those like the exact same environment. Where you find one, you usually find the other. Now I have a little bit of sow thistle at my house on my land, but I don't have any wild lettuce on my land. My land is pretty heavily wooded. I don't have a lot of clear space, so no luck there. That's why we're driving. Fun fact, the reason you find it along tree lines and such is because birds eat things. Birds eat berries, birds eat seeds, they eat all kinds of things off of plants, and then they fly on over to a tree branch, usually along a tree line, and then they, drop a juicy one. Well, the way nature works and the way the Creator made it, is that when you drop that juicy one there, and it's got seeds in it, what it does is create a natural planting of the seed with a natural fertilizer already embedded with the planting of the seed, i.e. bird poop. So it is a natural process, and that's how things are spread, that's how things grow, that's how things are planted naturally, that's how you get random things in random places. Bird poop. So, let's go hunt. Cruising on down the country roads, looking for some wild lettuce. Yeah, gotta be real careful out here in the country. They don't warn you about none of this stuff. You come flying around here in a little, not that any of us speed or anything, but you come flying around here in a little bit of a hurry. Baby, you don't want to do that. I don't want anybody else, is when I think about you, I feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, spread my wings and fly away. Daddy was taking him fishing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Turtles in a half shell, turtle power. Sometimes I get bored driving down the road, looking for wild lettuce, wild lettuce, wild lettuce. Oh, come on, girl. Come on, dear. Cross the road. Take your babies with you. Hurry up now. Don't tempt me, them tenderloins look good flexing across that road. I wanted to stop real quick and give a nice little example of why, even though you can find some great stuff on the side of the road, why you want to be careful doing that. Let's see if I can zoom in up there. You see that? Oh. Okay, see that yellow line riding the road? Man, it's like a foot wide. Huh? Okay, that yellow line, which is a close-up example right here. This little yellow section. Now I happen to live out in the middle of nowhere. They don't spray a lot of roads. The roads they do spray are the paved roads, and they just spray about a foot on the side here with weed killer or poison, some type of chemical or other things and such, just to keep the foliage off the pavement. So even though this is only poison, you certainly don't want to pull anything from right here. If there's a breeze or wind blowing while they're spraying this, obviously it's going to splatter and get over here on all this stuff. So you really want to be mindful and pay attention when you're grabbing something off the side of the road due to this spraying that is done. Bingo! All right, well, I just came across my first one out here, and it's not a great example because it's obviously destroyed for some reason. But here we got some qualifying features of wild lettuce. Often you're going to find a purplish trunk. Definitely if you take your thumbnail and you put it in there, look at that. Immediately you've got this milky lactate here. That's the magic right there. Look at that magic. That's the magic. That's where the medicine is. That's the stuff we are after. How do we know it's wild lettuce? Take yourself a look at that leaf. Alternating sets of leaf coming off the main leaf. Kind of a jagged little edge around it right here. A main vein of stem going down. Now sow thistle is also going to look like this, but sow thistle does not have those little spikes. You see those little spikes right there? It's got kind of this sharp ridge right here with some spikes on it. That is the key characteristic of wild lettuce. Wild lettuce is going to be this real tall, sometimes like 10 foot, 12 foot tall around here. It gets very, very tall. The trunk will get about this big around. All right, it's gonna have a hollow trunk. Let me just pop that puppy off there. It's gonna have a hollow trunk. You can barely tell on this one because it's all smashed. All right, you'll have that alternating leaf pattern. All right, you got the spikies underneath. I can get my phone to focus on them spikies. And you gotta drive slow as molasses when you're hunting wild lettuce. Oh, sometimes you even gotta pull over a little bit and let cars pass you because you're driving like you're 90. No offense to 90-year-olds, but you drive slow. All right, car passed me. Now we can get back on the road like molasses while we're hunting wild lettuce. And oh, what do we got here? Ooh, let's pull over. Hey, let's see what we got here. I about ran off the road pulling over. What is that baby right there? Oh, is that the Leaning Tower of Pisa? The Eiffel Tower? The Empire State Building? Or is that wild lettuce? Let's keep shopping through these girls. Oh, look at this nice puppy here. What do we got? Oh, sow thistle. Looks like false alarms. You know, we can come over here and check out some sow thistle. This had me snickered and trickered. I pulled all over for that. Oh boy, we found the gold. Let me just dig on through Snakeville here. Get on up in there. I'll pull this out the way. Look at that beauty. Look at this beauty. What is that? I'm 6'3". 9 foot. It's like a 9 foot wild lettuce. Oh, sorry. No. I just was admiring your foliage. You got some weeds I wanted to check out. Yeah. No, I have a YouTube channel. Edibles. You got some wild lettuce right here. Video here. You mind if I steal? Yeah. Can I take some of your lettuce? Thank you. All right, anyway. We're in the country. You get caught messing around somewhere and people are probably going to ask you what's going on with it. Take this wild lettuce right here. We're going to harvest this puppy. We're going to show you what's up. Oh. Yeah, she's a beauty. Yeah, she's a beauty. Let's get her. Wild lettuce. Look at that baby. What do we got here? Huh? What do we got here? Oh. That's wild lettuce, baby. We'll take it. Well, I don't know if you've noticed my beautiful passenger here. We have harvested wild lettuce. Mission success. 10-4. Roger that. Lettuce acquired. We got it. Let's head home and check out this stinking gorgeous wild lettuce. Oh, look at her. Look at her. I better buckle her in. I'll be right back. So we got the wild lettuce. We headed home. Ready to go, cause I'm ready to go, baby. I miss you, baby. Company, always on the river, and call me a river. Yeah, it's true. I get bored when I drive. When it's just me and old wild lettuce. Sing to her, marinate her. Wait, marinade? Marinade. I think that's what I put on my cheese sticks. Here we are. We're gonna prep some of this wild lettuce. I'm gonna show you the way that I like to do this. You can dry this out as an herb. Use it fresh green if you want. It's pretty bitter. I don't like to eat it in any green form like it is. So we're going to make a tincture basically. Let me show you that. Bang. This is what we're after. Right here. See that disgusting looking black stuff in there? It's actually not disgusting at all. It has actually an alright smell. You know, not too bad when you get it to this point right here. What we do is we take it, we put it in a little capsule after we produce this right here. This is our medicine. This is what we're after. We're after this for sleep. We're after this for pain. Alright? Get started on a little prep. What I do, I've got the entire thing of wild lettuce here. Big old guy, see that there? Big old guy, yeah. I take that entire thing. All right. And I've got a stainless steel counter here. I just set her up there. Now, the bottom of these always have some dead leaves. For whatever reason at the bottom. They always just die when they're real tall like this. So I just go to the bottom here. I grab me the couple leaves that are dead. Oh yeah, we'll go ahead and take those off because I don't want them crunchy crunch. And then when you get down to, see what I've done is I've taken, I don't know, a foot off the bottom here. I'm gonna take that last little 9, 10, 11 inches or so and just take it off. Now this stuff crunches up real easy. I'm gonna take advantage of showing you what this looks like inside. See how it's hollow there? Now I don't know if you can see in the camera, it's kind of difficult. Light might help. I don't know if you can see here, but there's going to be this nice milky substance coming out everywhere that it breaks, and everywhere that you disrupt it, you'll get that milky substance coming out. It's what we're after. All right, so this stuff's just kind of crunchy and chops up really nice. We're gonna process the whole thing down by crunching her up. I cut it at about, every 3 inches or so, every 3 or 4 inches. Now, a lot of people put this in the blender or a food processor, and they process it down like that. That's fine, you can do that. I've tried it. I don't see any harm in that. Maybe you get more out of it, maybe you don't. What you definitely do is put in a lot more work. Get that nice lactate and milk going in there. Get it kind of pushing out everywhere inside the plant. Get it seeping and sapping. We're going to take that right there and place it in a strainer. You may find a video or a description or a method that you prefer to pull a tincture out, and that's okay. If you want to do it a different way, that's fine. I'm just showing you the way that I do it. All right, so chopping her up with a soap cutter, which we make soap, gourmet, organic, wonderful soap. But this is what I use to cut my soap, same thing. So I just use this guy to chop up my lettuce. All right, I've now gotten my third wild lettuce plant in here. I use 3 plants, about 6 to 7 feet tall. That's actually kind of small for mature ones. They get up 10, 12 feet tall around here. But these had just started to get their little blooms at the top where they were getting ready to flower. So that's 3 of them here, laid nice and flat, spread out nice and even. Go ahead and give it an extra chop when I get it in there. Push it down a little bit, because the less water you use, the better. The faster this will go, because you're eventually going to be evaporating the water off of it. So, I don't know, we're about that deep or so thick, nice and thick with wild lettuce in the crock pot. I'm going to be pouring water over this until it just covers all of the wild lettuce, no more, because we got to keep the water to a minimum. And then I will click this on low, and we will let it go for a good, I don't know, 5 hours, 6 hours, right? And then we'll pick up from there. Now, when I put water in this, in fact, I want to make the point here that when I put water in anything, we use distilled water. I don't use sink water to do anything except rinse. I don't want to waste my water in rinsing. So I rinse with sink water. I get as much of that sink water out as I can, but then I go with distilled water. Distilled water in here until you see the water line. Just cover the wild lettuce. And we're about right there. All right, you can see that when I press it down, tips of my fingers go into water. It's just over the wild lettuce. If at some point in the next few hours while it's cooking, you have to add a little more water, that's okay. Keep it all buried. And every few hours, you want to come and stir this up, turn it all over, let it go again. I will be putting the lid on this to let it simmer inside. See you soon. It's my glow stick. We're having a lettuce rave. All right, the rave's over. Wild lettuce. I got a trunk right here from Wild Lettuce. You can see she's holla. Holla. Holla, holla. All right, Wild Lettuce is going to have purplish spotties on the trunk. This is the bottom portion of a piece of trunk here. It's going to be purplish spotted, but primarily green. It is a green plant. The leaves are going to be a nice, bright, clean green. Wild lettuce is reported, and I can also report my own anecdotal information, that wild lettuce is helped to treat things like whooping cough, asthma, urinary tract infections, cough, cough, trouble sleeping, restlessness, excitability in children, painful menstrual periods. Disclaimer: women never get emotional and they get pain. You get pain, right? They get pain. Never mind. They get lots of pain. That definitely happens. You women are troopers. I couldn't do it. Muscular and joint pain, poor circulation, general pain can be applied to the skin. The milk, the lactocarium inside can be applied to the skin to get rid of bacteria, arthritis, and anxiety. Now, I can tell you for me, pain and insomnia are the two #1 benefits and the reason that we use wild lettuce. You want to go to sleep at night? Use some wild lettuce. It will put you to sleep. For me, that's my experience. Pain, I've got a number of things that are going on in the bottom of my spine and other areas, or when I go hiking or riding my bike, I get sore. Wild lettuce, for me, knocks that pain right out. It has a substance in it, which is the substance we've talked about a bunch in this video and we'll continue to talk about. We'll give her a little scratch if this piece hasn't been sitting too long now. Yeah, maybe it has. Okay, all right. Well, I've had this piece out too long messing with it. There we go. A little bit of milk there. Anyway, that milky substance that comes out of this thing is a lactocarium. That lactocarium works on the same central nervous system receptors that morphine or opium does. Now, it's not a narcotic. It has no high effects or anything like that. You're not going to use this in a tincture and be loaded. That doesn't work like that. So it's very safe. No drug interaction side effects as you would have with morphine or opium. But it has the same effects on the central nervous system and the pain. It's very powerful for pain. Obviously, it's all anecdotal, it's all experience. None of this has been scientifically researched in depth with humans, but it has been scientifically researched on animals. Yeah, we keep it real in this video. I don't edit out a lot. Now, where I live, you don't get a ton city traffic going on until you try to record a video. So, side-by-sides, it's always side-by-sides going by. Four-wheelers and such. Back on what I was saying, there are actual animal trials that have gone on, minimal as they are, and it has proven in animal trials recently to affect pain in the central nervous system. And I can attest myself that it certainly does that. It works as a painkiller and a sedative, definitely. A wild lettuce extract is what I use for that pain. It works very, very well. Now, you may ask, what's in wild lettuce that benefits my body and my soul? Well, calcium, sodium, magnesium, potassium, iron. You can find this plant in various places, primarily sunny, wide open areas, riversides, roadsides, tree lines. She likes the sun, okay? You're not gonna find this in heavily wooded areas that's all shady. Well, I don't. I mean, I don't find it there. It's in sunny places. North America, Europe, and Middle East, primary locations for it. You can probably find it in other places. That's just the known primary locations for it. And research on this plant goes back to 1815. All right, 1815. Physicians have been using this mostly for cough, whooping cough, a sedative, and pain. It's documented back to 1815. It's also documented to be used, but not in any scientific way, you know, any legit scientific information, back to ancient times. All right, this is listed as being used for various things. Wild lettuce is amazing. Just taking opportunity here to show you close up of the plant, of those spiky, rigid, almost chewed on by an animal look on the edge, the alternating, your arrowhead at the end, and of course your knife blade shaped stem underneath. You don't want a round one, you want it to have a kind of a beveled knife edge on it. And you'll also see those little hairs, those little spikes coming off at the bottom. There's your spines. Always look out for those on the knife edge. So right here, just showing you a look a couple hours in as I'm stirring and mixing up the lettuce. Make sure you push it all around, mix it up real good, get everything nice and turned. Just showing here real quick that I use a cheesecloth. Put all of my matter over into the cheesecloth, squeeze it all out and discard of the matter. Once that's all gone, you can pour the liquid back in and let it go until it's dried out. And here we are several hours into it after the matter's been removed. We're down to a nice thick liquid. Here's a few hours after that. You can see it's getting down into the bottom, and I use something to prop it up to tip it sideways so that everything goes to one side. And you can begin scraping this out as it dries and hardens into a honey into a jar. I use a simple putty knife to scrape it. I find that easiest. So I scrape it off with a putty knife and use the putty knife directly on the top of the jar. And just be careful to never let it boil or burn. Give it some attention, especially as it begins to get low. All right, and we have scraped all of that tincture or tar or concentrate or extract out of the crock pot. And there's a good ½ inch or so in there. Now it's running all down the sides because I use the top of the jar to scrape it off, and it'll just slowly drip all down the side of the jar and end up all in the bottom. And then what I do is I take it from this jar here and I fill up a vegetable glycerin or a gel cap, and I fill it up about halfway and I take that. And that's what I do to address my pain. That's what I do to sleep at night. And I just take as needed. But it's good to always have this around, so we always add to it. We always make a little bit more. That's your process. All right, everybody. Appreciate you watching Natural Living with Us, Wild Lettuce. Maybe we'll do a follow-up on this sometime and add a little more content. But this will at least get you started on it. Get yourself some wild lettuce. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. Make sure you hit that like button. And we'll see you next time.